Is burn meta? Maybe. Is setting fire to everything breathing and committing arson fun? Hell yes. Considering there is no endgame content, you can clear Abyss with many burning teams. The issue with Nahida and burning is that you need to trigger a trigger to burn. In other words, you need to do a reaction. If Nahida is your sub DPS and you want to use a main DPS pyro unit, you will never trigger burning. Once Nahida's mark hits the enemy and you apply pyro, sure, you'll get one burning proc, but you'll never get another. Despite this, you can trigger Nahida's mark with burning teams multiple ways. 1. Having Nahida as the main driver for the burning team, and 2. Triggering a reaction such as swirl, crystallize, or cryo. Also keep in mind that swirling doesn't work well against bosses unless you're Kazuha because he has his self-infusion with the pyro. This worked exceptionally well in my experience. However, melt Ganyu is a bit finicky as you have to play sub-optimally to melt every shot, but I'll go over that a bit later. Quick side tips about burning: it ignites all nearby enemies and you need to reapply Dendro to keep the burning going. Burning is its own unique aura, but it functions very similarly to pyro. Hydro will immediately put out burning. However, other reactions do not necessarily stop burning. Let's go over Nahida as the main driver first. You'll essentially want to bring a team like this: Nahida, Kazuha, Xiangling, or Thoma, and Bennett. Burning is actually buffed by about 30 to 50% with Kazuha. In area of effect situations, Thoma will do great. You can get a decent shield with a buildup of normal attacks, so make sure to weave in as many as possible. Here's a sample rotation. It's a bit flexible. You of course want to start with Bennett and be on field with Nahida every 2 to 5 seconds to reapply burning. If you have no energy issues, then staying on Nahida is perfectly fine. If you do have energy issues, then swap off to Bennett and use his skill to battery your Xiangling or Thoma. You'll want to use Xiangling against bosses because her damage is kinda crazy with Bennett. The second way burning can work is to have a pyro on field along with Nahida and then either a cryo or geo off field DPS as the trigger. When you trigger a reaction such as crystallize, melt, or swirl, Nahida's mark will activate and interact with the pyro to trigger burning. I use Albedo as he's really the only geo off-field DPS, and the EM buff from his burst is actually useful here. With cryo, I use Ganyu as a sub DPS. You have other options such as Rosaria and Diona, and the new character Lila will be equally as good. But Ganyu has 100% burst up time, and it is a pretty big range. You'll be able to melt your initial hit with Pyro, and a few others after, whether it's Ganyu's burst melting or from your Pyro application. Melt Ganyu is another option for burning, and it works pretty well, but you'll have to play a bit differently. If you play Ganyu and you're used to perfectly timing your charge shots, it won't work. You'll be able to get off about 2 charge shots before the aura is eaten up. To play this optimally, you have to play suboptimally. You must time your charge shots with Nahida's Dendro application, so you need to fire a charge shot every 2.5 seconds. If you can do this perfect frame, then great. If you're a bit too early, then it's really bad. If you're a bit late, it's not too bad. If you happen to lose the burning aura, then quickly swap to Bennett and reapply Pyro. You can get off about 3 to 5 charge shots before you have to redo the rotation. You'll want to use Zhongli's shield first, and if possible you don't really want Zhongli's shield next to the enemy, but it's still not too bad overall. Then you'll want to follow up with Bennett's skill and burst, and then Nahida's burst for the massive EM boost that she gives. If you do want to use Ganyu's E, it might mess up things. Since you generally won't be using Ganyu's burst, you don't really need to recharge your energy. It might be better to just do your charge shots. But the E does work sometimes, but other times it can still mess up the aura. So while burning isn't the best reaction, there are ways to make the damage over time work exceptionally well. You'll want to invest heavy into EM on Nahida for the highest burn procs. Keep in mind, it's best to apply Pyro first and then use Nahida to mark to get the most out of your burning. Nahida will eventually take over the burning procs because of her application anyway, so it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. And a last tip, you'll be killing yourself a lot with this team until you get used to it. Happy Arson Day, my friends. Thanks for watching. I make informative and entertaining Genshin videos, so please like this video as it really helps promote this type of content. Subscribe if you want to see more content similar to this. Until next time, Enigma out.